nothing wrong. And the tears been falling for so long. But the more you try to work it out, it seems you're going around in circles. But your best is yet to come. Activating success. Activating success. Activating success. Activating success. Get on your feet, hold your head.
Welcome to a new and exciting episode of Activating Success. The only time you fail is when you fall down and you stay down. Failure is normal. For every great achievement in life, you must go through obstacles and disappointments. But what matters is how you handle those disappointments and how you handle those obstacles. You must realize that change in life is inevitable. Change could either be the death of a loved one, it could either be disappointments, heartbreak, maybe a terrible situation or a terrible the right set of people around us. We need to connect to the right set of people to be productive in life. Every success in life or everything that works in life needs a connection. If we are connected in the wrong way, it will affect the output. For example, if the microphone I'm using is not connected properly, you can't hear me. If your television set is not connected properly to the power source, you won't be able to watch me. So everything we do in life needs to be connected to get the best result. Who you're connected to has a strong role to play in how you achieve your dreams and how you maximize your potentials. Stay right there, don't go away, we'll be right back. Today we're honored to have someone who has been there for so many years, someone who has been an inspiration to young people, someone who is like a brother to me, a big brother to me. He is the CEO of CALLY Vision Network. He's also the organizer of the Nigerian Music Video Awards, and he owns the longest running music TV program. Welcome to Activating Success, Mr. CALLY IKPE.
I am honored, Lovey Doku, sitting side by side with my sister on an interview set. Thank God for this day. I bless this day.
Oh,
welcome,
thank you.
sister.
Kindly share with us your journey through childhood, schools, and now as the CEO of CALLY Vision Network. I know it's a very long journey.
Well, my journey, but first let me start by saying I see myself as a father, a son still, and a family man. And professionally, I see myself as a cultural activist, a music video revolutionary, if you ask, because of my music video background. And fundamentally, I see myself as a social crusader, if you like to. That's why most of the things I do are cause-driven rather than just the jamboree or playing to the gallery. I started normally like every other child in my time in the primary school. Went through, which was Army Children's School, Army Day Children's School, because my father was in the Army. Went through to Army Day Secondary School still, and at some point I had to move off to Stella Maris College in Ondo State. Then afterward to Lagos State University, where I had my first degree in English language, and then I did my PGD in Mass Communication, University of Lagos, and my MSc was in Media and Communication from the Pan-Atlantic University. It used to be known as Pan-African University, but now it's Pan-Atlantic University. And basically that, as far as schooling is concerned, except if you're interested in the details, in which case we're not going to live here today.
I know.
Yes.
What's your stand on how ladies appear in music videos these days? Tell me, what do you think about it?
Well, it's not a question of how the ladies appear, but you see, people have been impoverished that much that a lot of things make people do things that ordinarily they wouldn't have done, and they probably wouldn't even realize that they ordinarily wouldn't find themselves doing this given normal situations. But you see, the poverty in the land is so much, to the extent people go at any length to remain relevant. Some people just feel putting themselves on or their faces on TV could earn them some attention and invariably some money, or ultimately some money or some earnings. That's why some of them fall prey to these please come wear skimpy things and do this dance, and you call yourself video vixens and do all of that. Well, you could be video vixen without necessarily denigrating yourself or going obscene. You know, the women folk, I do know, are quite sensitive of respect to themselves. I don't know why. So I can imagine how very frustrating and it could be for the rest of the women folk to see that some of them will actually offer themselves that cheaply to be portrayed as mere sex objects in videos. You know, it's very, very disappointing. Yes, I do not say people should not look sexy, but you see, what makes a man goes after a woman because he wants to get at the end at the fun. But if you see in the end before, what is he looking forward to anymore? What are you trying to do to people's imagination? What are you doing to their minds? You understand? There's nothing more to be desired. What is it? Because art in itself, and that's why if you just draw a boy as in a boy, there's nothing imaginative about it. There's nothing creative about it. But you draw something that makes me want to keep discovering. That's why, like the Bible, they've been reading the Bible for a very long time, and yet each day people read, they find something new in it. So if it's just that barren, then what is it? What is there to look forward to? So in fact, the Bible is a complete work of art itself, if you ask me. There's nothing that is not in there. Everything is there. You can go there and discover. Each day you read it, you come up with something new. Even the best pastor that you consider in this world today, tomorrow if you read, you're going to find something new in the Bible. That's what it is. So I compare that to even art. The woman, please shield so you can be discovered. Wait to be discovered, so you can be appreciated better. But if what is meant to be discovered is what we're seeing first, what makes us go after you anymore? There's no big deal.
Give
but
yourself value.
Value. There should be respect. And besides, talking about value, that's actually even contravenes the values that we have as people in Nigeria, in Africa, basically. So I think entertainers should not use their work to denigrate women or to debase women or debase mankind. Rather, you should use yourself to promote self-respect, self-esteem, all of that. That's what I say. And fortunately, I've been guilty of playing those kind of music videos on my program back in the days when I was a teenager, because I actually started doing this work as a teenager. That's why it seemed to some people, as far as they're concerned, I must be like 100 years old. You know, I started quite early. I was going to school and doing all of this.
It's been about 19 years.
Live beat is over 19 years now. Okay. By 2016 in October, I would have been 20 years.
Wow.
Yes, 20 years. And we're going to mark it big time by the grace of God. So basically, I am an advocate of preserving the good culture. And the good culture is not the one that debases women. I say that. And fortunately, for what I do now, the Nigerian Music Video Awards, which I am a founder and still the main organizer right now, I've ensured that if your work is obscene, it's about lewdness, if it's about hate, if it's something that promotes negativity, automatically you're discountenance. And I am not ashamed to say that. I do so. That's why if you know your work is in that realm, there is no point bothering to enter your work, because it's not going to be considered. It's going to be discountenanced automatically. And they know it. That's why some of them will not even bother entering. So some people have done a whole lot of good things. I'm not targeting the individuals. I'm targeting the work done. One man who's done one work today that is so terrible, tomorrow may end up doing the best work. I'm not saying I'm looking for a religious videos or that kind of stuff. One example of a video that is complete and good, it's look at what Flavor did with Adada last year. Look at what P Square did with Personally, you know. Those kind of things go, and I'm sure that video enjoyed the most rotation that year. Yet, in that same year, you had people who did videos that were showcasing lewdness, obscenity, showing the women's backs, and to the extent that leaves nothing to be desired anymore. I don't think it should be that way. So,
for ladies watching us right now, I'd like you to remember that it is the way you place yourself you are prized. A great man once said that it is the way you dress you are dressed. So give yourself value. No matter how beautiful you are, no matter how fluent and eloquent you are, if you don't do something with your life, if you don't give yourself respect, nobody is going to remember you for anything. You will be forgotten. No matter how pretty you are, a time will come and nobody's going to respect you or look at you. So do something positive with your life. Dress in a way that you'll be respected, and give yourself value. Tell us about your experiences. You've been there for a very long time now, and how you've been able to overcome, you know, those challenges. I know it hasn't been rosy all the time.
Love, I am very, very proud, and I'll make bold to say that I am an epitome of faith. Yes. I have dared to do what you required hundreds of millions to do without having a million naira in my pocket. I had started, especially when you're talking about the awards ceremony, naming a date without even finding the venue. Finding the venue, and they asking you to pay money, and yet you do not have it. Eventually, even with days to go to the event, where you are actually at the risk of having your event cancelled, it had come to pass. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we just had the 8th one. So I am an embodiment of faith.
Faith.
Nothing else has done it for me.
Yeah.
Except for 2009, when I had almost everything I wanted.
Yeah.
I think Guinness got involved with us at that point to some extent. Not like that's all I would have had. And of course, much more of the life beats money in it.
Yeah.
And then we went on, so we did it with considerable ease. You were there then, you joined us.
Yeah.
I saw how it went. I operated with considerable ease then because I knew that a whole lot of things had been covered, you understand?
Yeah.
So I concentrated on the creatives. And that's why you had that show that great. And it happened. Aside from that, people, the Nigerian people, when I say the Nigerian people, I mean practitioners in the entertainment world industry, saw this and they embraced it. I mean, they saw the concept of the Nigerian music videos and they embraced it. Things that someone will come from the outside and is bid several millions. Sometimes I'm giving next to nothing because they know that you don't have the money and that this is important, that it should be done. I've had people who worked with me, and this is the 8th year. We've done 8th edition yet. They have not started discussing commerce. And this is what they want to gain from it. They're just partner and they're happy and they're so proud. People have canceled trips, international trips, those just to be part of this. The most recent one being even the DJ of NAFDAC, you understand? He was supposed to attend a Thanksgiving in Houston. He had to cancel it for the sake of the Nigerian Music Video Awards. How do I deserve that? All of that. It's just a matter of just God's intervention in what you're doing. You understand? I do not want to even go into all of this, bore you with all of those details, but what has happened couldn't have been anything else than God's decision, an idea whose time has come, and every other thing just came together. It will seem quite like, Callie, you must be out of your senses. You haven't got the money to do this. Why are you announcing that you're going to do this? You can imagine how embarrassing it would appear. It was on that day, in fact, day of the event, that we're able to pay for the. They allowed us access to the place, and but at the end of the day, if you do not pay the money, you're not going to get through. All sorts of interventions happen. Honestly, my people, I must say, have been very, very wonderful, very fantastic. It just shows that anybody doubting that there's God is indeed a fool. I'm sorry to say it. It's indeed a fool. God did it and is continuing to do it. Look at what happened this last one. We fixed our event on a work day. I must confess now, we didn't fix the work day because we preferred the work day. No, that was the only day available to us. Because we couldn't make up our mind quick as to what we wanted, and all other great days are gone. So we fixed a Wednesday. And I said, no, don't worry, keep going. One day to the event, honestly, I was gripped with fear. Callie, are you sure you know what you're doing? What do we do? And I went to radio stations, went to radio, tell them, please, can you emphasize this Wednesday issue? And started doing some things that I cannot stop. Then the time for the event came. I wasn't seeing people. Even my wife was bothered. What's going on? The next thing. Love, all the time that we've been doing events, no one has succeeded as this one did. More people, there were too many people standing. There were too many people standing. I remember my friend, the general manager of Eco Hotel, Mr. Danny Keproglu, he said, it is better to have 1 million people standing without a place to sit at your event than to have 3 seats that are vacant. It only shows that your event has succeeded. If the seats are vacant, it shows that your show has failed. This time we had these people, the event went past midnight and the people were still there. They waited until Two-Face did his closing act. I thought it was just about Two-Face. The show Two-Face came down, but they were still there. Many of them even had to follow us to the after party where we did it and all that kind of stuff. You only can give glory to God. And everybody's talking about it. Me, I haven't even watched it on TV, but many people are talking about it, sending congratulatory messages from all over. Honestly, it is awesome. Anybody, I repeat, who says there's no God is a fool.
Any plan without God fails. It fails.
You can say that again.
What's your favorite inspirational song?
I told you, asked me, I told you before. You asked me on the set, and I told you my inspirational song is Bob Marley's Redemption Song.
Oh, I can sing it for us.
I wish my voice were better.
Just try.
Please, they should forgive me now. Oh, pirates, yes, they rob I. Sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hands were made strong by the hands of the Almighty. Come on, sure, that's good, man.
So tell me what inspires you in that song.
Well,
Yeah.
The song, like I said, they're talking about the Almighty enabling you. You understand? Now, it's about liberating yourself.
Yeah.
The songs of freedom. It's about the freedom being expressed. But I'm happy still that he knew that it is God that can make your hands strong. You understand, to move forward. I think that's the summary of it, you understand?
Yeah,
And it's about redemption.
Yeah.
When you talk, but some people say, okay, the song is coming from Bob Marley, the man that they know for smoking hemp or that kind of stuff. He didn't just smoke hemp. A lot of people are doing a lot of terrible things. You do not know what it is that they're doing because they do not show it, because they're hypocrites. Whatever he does inside, he showed it and people saw it and said, okay, that's his weakness, you understand? And is that enough to condemn what it was that he was doing? That's not so. That's not being hypocritical. That's being who you are, you understand? And he did a whole lot of other inspirational songs that inspired people. You know, he was a philosopher, more or less like, no, not more or less, like more like a philosopher. He did all of that, and that song I found most inspirational. That's why even younger people go to do concerts and they start the song anytime. He's been dead 33 years and counting now, and yet he's still earning money on those songs. But that's something. Competing with people who are alive. Who else should inspire you better than...
For someone watching you right now who is discouraged, who is depressed, who has lost enthusiasm to pursue his or her dream, what word of encouragement do you have for such a person?
First, the person should realize he's making a big mistake. He has not made a mistake yet, but he's making a big mistake. I said he's making because he has the opportunity, now that he's listening to me, to retract and tell himself that he's a conqueror, that everything is possible, unless if he doesn't want it to be possible. Start, it will seem like impossible, but as you proceed, the doors will continue to open bit by bit. Even when it seems like, my friend told me one time, knocked at the door, even when it seems like you're bleeding, keep knocking. As long as you have the hands, the energy to keep knocking, the doors will open. You remember the book of Esther, the king and the lady. You persisted, and at the end of the day, say, please turn to this woman, let her leave me alone.
Yeah.
She got what she wanted. So if you want a thing, keep asking. Someday, that door will be open. There's nothing like it is not meant for you. Your fellow humans will play you down like you do not exist. It's a psychological warfare. It's a game. It's just for you to admit that, okay, I'm nothing, I'm worthless, and disappear. Then they're happy and they move on. But they will not reckon with you while you're doing what you're doing. But when you finish doing it, they will come to reckon with you. It's smart, that kind of stuff. Please be yourself. Know that you can be greater than any greater person today.
I've been so inspired. Know that you can be greater than any greater person today. Wow. It is possible to be celebrated. Get excited about your life. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks about you. No man's opinion has a hand in your destiny. Do something positive with your life. God desires and requires our cooperation to bless us. We need to have a plan. We need to have an idea. We need to have a strategy. And then God will help us succeed. Thank you so much for watching Activating Success today. Thank you, Uncle CALLY.
You've been trying to figure right from wrong, and the tears been falling for so long. But the more you try to work it out, it seems you're going around in circles. But your best is yet to come.